Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AstralGames Day 119, where we revisit the Golden Oldie Mountain Blade. Yeah, actually the plan was to play Dark Souls, restarting the cycle, giving everything a episode 6. Hey Philip, what's up? How are you doing? Yeah, the original plan was to play Dark Souls, restart the cycle, give everything an episode 6. But I just don't feel like playing Dark Souls at the moment. I don't know. Thank you for the host, Philip. Thank you for the host. So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like playing Dark Souls at the moment. Not for any particular reason, because we were advancing through the game. We were not stuck. As a matter of fact, at the end of episode 5, we found the way forward, so we're not stuck in the slightest in that game. But I just don't feel like playing it, so we're playing something else. I'm doing great, Philip. Like, my mood is like through the roof happy. I like sit here with a big smile, because if I look at my Twitter feed, like I open my tweet deck and it's still ongoing, like about every like minute or minute to 2 minutes, like a favorite or a retweet of my article is just it's exploding. It's insane. Here, this guy, I don't even know who this guy is. Who's this guy? Oh, some autism coach who's following other autistic related people. It's like, it's insane. Like, people are retweeting my article and reading it and tweeting me compliments like, oh my god, well written, well spoken, well put, how amazing, and all that stuff. It's insane, man. Like, I'm sitting here with a big smile and I just can't stop smiling because my article is going through the roof. For those not in the loop, a few days ago, one of the more well-known autism sites of the Netherlands posted an open question on Twitter whether someone would be interested in posting an article about autism. And thank you. Yeah, Google Translate isn't always good. Yeah, it's a bad program. I don't know if there are any other better translators out there, but I'm not sure if technology is good enough to translate like that. If it's actually possible to have such a good technology translate so well. But yeah, to finish up, basically a Dutch autism site asked me, one of the most famous ones, asked me to write a blog on autism. On the subject of autism, just, you know, general, whatever you want to write about it, just write about it. And I said, sure, I'll write something. And they said, just send it to us when it's done, and we'll see, we'll see whether we like it or not and whether we post it. So I was thinking, and basically what I did was I posted a thought experiment, like, what if the entire society, what if we would apply the rules that we normally apply to people with autism, for their extra coaching, the extra, all the extra stuff we give them, and what if we apply those rules and that extra stuff to everyone instead of just people with autism? Isn't that just good for everyone? Because all the time when I do a lecture or anything, people come up to me and say, when I hear this, I want to apply this to my other students as well, because, you know, even people with autism could benefit from this. And that's the thought experiment that article contains. It's like, what if we just let everyone benefit from that? And from my experience, that would be one of the best things ever. The only problem with that is that it will require a entire rethinking of our current system. Like, society is so ingrained in us for years and years and years, and, you know, evolution. But it requires a complete rethinking of that, a restructuring of that. We have to let loose of the idea of production, and money, time. We'll have to let that go. And especially in this time, with the economic recession and all that sort of stuff, people are not really willing to do so. And also, it's so etched in our brain. It's been going on like that for years and years. So getting that changed takes a lot of effort, but that's something I and many others are trying to change and trying to, well, I wouldn't say fight against, but you know, something like that. We're trying to change it, and we're trying to make the world see that that is the way forward. Because if we don't do this, it's our solid belief that if we don't do this, everyone will just, at some point, society will crash. That's StarCraft. Well, StarCraft is a different matter, but yeah. In StarCraft, it's different. But yeah, even the pro players there, they're just like, they play for 9 hours a day and they're just under pressure all the time. It's like, yeah, it's that same analogy. I'm not sure. English. It's that same thing. It's like, you know, that constant pressure, that constant need to produce, that need to hit targets and stuff. And that's something I firmly believe we can let go, because it has been proven by several studies and an initiative in the Netherlands that put up a bakery, which is, you know, a bakery is production. It's like make bread and sell bread, and they put up a bakery with only people with autism, which made the system so that it's less production, less time, and more flexibility and more relaxed and stuff. And they actually showed that that can work in the parameters of today's economy and its requirements. So yeah, it's proven, and it's better for everyone. We just need to tell everyone to just take a chill pill, relax, and yeah, that's what we're fighting for, and that's what my article is about. And yeah, people are still. Oh, yeah, I just opened my Twitter again. It's like boom, 2 more favorites. But yeah, that's what people. You know, that's what we need to tell them, and I think that's the way forward. And Gunnar Reyes, thank you for the host. It's much appreciated. But good, that's my article. That's you can read about it if you are Dutch. But I think if you could just Google it. Can I just Google it? Ooh, that's harder. That's harder. I can't get there through Google. Interesting. But yeah, if you want to read it, let me know, and I'll in the YouTube comments, if you're watching this on YouTube and you are Dutch and you are interested in autism, let me know in the YouTube comments, or PM me on Twitch. With Astral Seer, if you do have a Twitch account, and yeah, or let me know in some other way. Come to my live cast and tell me in chat or anything. Yeah, just let me know. Confirmed you can Google it. Ah, yes, of course. You can Google it. Interesting. But and then you get IT instead of it, which at least I do. But yeah, let's jump into Mine and Blade, guys. Enough about my article. Oh, announcements, of course. What I do at the start of every cast. I don't know. I honestly don't know. There's lots going on at the moment. There is, you know, many things are afoot. So, knowing when to cast, I have no idea. What I definitely do know is that I'll be casting Saturday in 2 parts, a during the day part and a during the evening part. Where during the evening part, I will be playing StarCraft 2. I'll be laddering away at StarCraft 2, and during the day part, I don't know. I wanted to do StarCraft 2 during the day part, but particular people were not able to make it during the day, which I want to have there during the laddering. So there you go. That's why I moved it to the evening part, and to the day part we'll see. Maybe a Total War, maybe something else. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Let us jump in. Oh, different mouse cursor, of course. Let us jump in. Mount and Blade. Diplomacy. Diplomacy is a mod that adds, as far as I know it, Diplomacy is a mod that adds several different diplomatic options when you are a vassal or a king. So it might not come out on this episode, but maybe on later episodes. We'll see. But other than that, I mean, it's still Mount and Blade. The basics are solid. The game is cool. So yeah, there you go. Welcome, adventure, to Diplomacy for Mount and Blade Warband. Before beginning the game, you must create your character. Remember that in traditional medieval society depicted in the game, war and politics are usually dominated by male members of the nobility. That does not, however, mean that you should not choose to play a female character, or one who is not of noble birth. Male nobles may have a somewhat easier start, but women and commoners can attain all of the same goals. And in fact may have much more interesting, if more challenging, early game. Since I never played a female, I'm pretty tempted to go that way. I've played this game... There you go. I've played this game a few times through. Not entirely, but you know, just a few times. Some long playthroughs, some short playthroughs. But I've never played a female before, so I'm actually tempted to go that way for that side, just to see what's what and if there's any real difference. In the traditional medieval society depicted in the game, blah, 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 blah. Yes, we know this. Initial prejudice and some opportunities open to men will not be available, though a woman will also have some opportunities a man will not. Some players might find it distasteful, so if you want, you can ignore that aspect of society in Calradia. Hey, Electric Womble, welcome, welcome, and Tracked, welcome to the stream. Female characters give you a longer early game. I see. I've never played a female character, so I'm really interested in that. I do not mind encountering sexism, of course not. This is a 18+3. So yeah, I'm very, very interested. What was my father? Nynia, welcome to the stream, welcome. How are you all doing, guys? I hope everyone is having a great day. Yeah. So let's see, my father was... What stats do I want? An impoverished noble might take away some of the disadvantages a female has in terms of diplomacy or diplomatic options or whatever. A veteran warrior will give us an advantage in battles. I think if we do a noble and then a fighting sort of mix, like nobility plus fighting, so we'll take away some of the diplomatic difficulties, but still have a good starting fighting stat, which might be nice. So you came into the world a daughter of declining nobility, owning only the house in which they lived. However, Despite your family's hardships, they afforded you a good education and trained you from childhood for the rigors of aristocracy and life at court. You started to learn about the world as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as... So if we do a street urchin, which doesn't really make sense, because how does a noble child end up on the streets? Maybe the parents die and we, you know, nobility is stripped away from us because maybe our parents weren't as respected in the aristocrat community and then they died. So the title that everyone wanted, and they were like, oh, these people, as soon as they die, will just throw their daughter on the streets. It's like something like that. I'm thinking of. So a street urchin would fit with that background and would give us good fighting stats. As a girl growing out of childhood, you took to the streets, doing whatever you must to survive. Begging, thieving, and working for gangs to earn your bread, you lived from day to day in this violent world, always one step ahead of the law and those who wished you ill. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does. And you became... Okay, so what do we have? We have parents who weren't well respected in the noble society, who then died. So we got thrown out on the streets because our parents weren't well respected. Everyone wanted the title, and they could dispose of a daughter really quickly because, you know, female. In medieval times. No disrespect towards females, but that's how it was in those days. Females don't really hold titles, so they could just dispose of us, maybe even leave us for dead, thinking we're dead, but we actually live in the streets. What would someone like that do? So a lady in waiting is pretty much out, because a lady in waiting is something with nobility, and we're thrown out in the streets. So there's no way we can be a lady in waiting. Troubadour, be living as a street urchin and fighting our way through stuff. Not really see us becoming a troubadour that fast. University student, possibly. However, universities in that time did require a noble background. You weren't just hired through a university. I mean, there was no like duty to have education. So we could be someone on the streets who's fighting for their money, and then once they have enough, think, I want to get out of this life and buy myself into a university. Possibly using our, even though, you know, sort of torn aristocrat background or torn noble background as a pass to get through. So possibly we could be a university student, but it's kind of a goods peddler. All the goods that we stole, we could peddle away. We could trade for money, and thinking we want to get out of this life of crime and violence, and thinking now that we have some possessions, I could start trading that possession, gain more, and then trade that again, and gain more, and trade that again. So that could be a possible thing. A smith is also very possible. Thieving from a smith, and then instead of punishing us, he thinks maybe she's very strong, she's very nimble, maybe we could take her on as an apprentice, and so grow on to become our own smith. Same with game poacher. Although that does sound the most logical, because poachers don't really are not really like, ooh, I want that person because that's like, yeah, like a smith would rather take an apprentice that has a good standing in society, or at least not a bad standing in society. I would say, whilst a game poacher wouldn't be as precise with its picking, with its choice. So, but what does a game poacher give us? Probably archer skill. Do we want that? So I'm thinking both story-wise and gameplay-wise. Gameplay wise, I think I would go for a goods peddler. Because you get merchant skill, which helps with selling and trading and getting more money in the early game. Hello Veridan, turn off the music. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the Prophets. Turn off the music. The music is stylistic. The music is, you know, it fits this game. Without music it would be rather boring, I think. Just listening to me rambling on about, well, that's still what I'm doing, but yeah, I think the music does add something, so I could turn it down the volume if it is you know, if it is too much, but turning it off entirely? A streetwise peddler work? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. A streetwise peddler, like selling the goods we have stolen from our early life. So I would definitely go for that. So, though the distinction fell sudden to you, somewhere along the way you had become a woman, and the whole world seemed to change around you. Heeding the call of the open road, you traveled from village to village, buying and selling what you could. It was not a rich existence, but you became a master at haggling even the most miserly elders into giving you a good price. Soon you knew you would be well placed to start your own trading empire. But soon everything changed and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take this decision? Electric Womble, welcome to the Prophets and thank you for that follow. So we've got personal revenge, which would be perfect in our story of a girl who is of noble birth, who then, her parents getting murdered probably, titles stolen away from, into the streets, and then haggling away what she has stolen. At the moment she thinks, I don't want this crime-filled life again, but I want to be somebody once again, I want to make my parents proud, blah 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 blah. So that's, personal revenge would definitely be a good fit. The loss of a loved one would fit as well, because parents are loved ones, I would assume, but that would more be personal revenge. Wanderlust could fit as well. Basically, I just let the whole aristocracy thing go, and I like the merchant, and I like the road, and I like, you know, going out there. Being forced out of your home. We don't have a home in this story, really, because we're a traveling merchant living off of the streets. So being forced out of your home doesn't really fit this character. Lust for money and power. I mean, yeah, it can, because we've been thieving and now we're haggling. So even though we're still doing it more or less legitimately, we still have that feeling of, oh my god, yes, this is like, we want that power, we want that money, we want that riches. So yeah, it can still fit, but I think personally, personal revenge fits best. Like having finally the means to the means to be on my own. I want to go after that title and get back into nobility. I think personal revenge would be the best for our current story. Hey, hello, welcome to the stream, man, or welcome back, should I say. How are you doing? Tavington! Welcome to the Prophets, and thank you so much for that support. Normal? I don't really understand the question. If you talk of difficulty, yes, this is sort of... I haven't really fiddled with the difficulty, so I assume the basic game places the difficulty on normal. I'm not sure if you can fiddle with the difficulty when you're playing. Yeah, so personal revenge fits best, definitely. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. Still, it was not a difficult choice to leave. Oh, it was not a difficult choice to leave, yeah. With the rage burning brightly in your heart. You want vengeance. You want justice. What was done to you cannot be undone, and these depths can only be played in blood. Diplomacy mod the only change? Yes, yes. I don't know if you can run this game with multiple mods. Because I have every mod I did was just selected in the launcher, and so I don't know if you can combine those or anything. I'm not a modder or a programmer in any sense of the word, so is it like a different mode? This is with the mod diplomacy, yeah. So it does have a mod in it. I don't know what the mod does. As far as I read the description, it adds some diplomatic options, mostly when you are a vassal or a king, which we probably won't be in this during the course of this stream. But we'll see. Maybe it adds something to the base game as well. Alright, we ride to destiny. Oh, immediately the right to carry a banner, probably because of the nobility thing. What will be our noble house's flag? The stag? Or the bow? Yeah. The castle? There's a lot of this bird. 2 swords, the fleur-de-lis. A rose. You're free to throw suggestions into chat, guys. What sort of banner you would want to see. At least what sort of icon you'd want to see. 2 roses. 2 swords. A sword with horses. Swans. What else we got? Oh, this is the stag, but just the head. Half moon with flame. A bird. A sort of Japanese style flag. You like the 2 roses? Well, that's one vote. Ooh, a horse archer, a scorpion. The scorpion. A dog. Griffin's paw. Bird's head. A snake. You can download a banner pack and just insert it into your gameplay. They look way better than this. Ah, I see, I see. I want to see blood. I want to bathe in their blood. I want to bathe in their blood for a week. Ooh, this looks cool as well. That's not really a rose, it's a green plant. Well, we got a vote for the 2 roses, so that is gonna be it. Alright, what will the game's saving policy be? No quitting without saving, of course. Alright, oh god, it's been ages since I played this game. Yeah, they believed so in this time period, yes. Oh god. Well, I definitely prefer fighting one-handed weapons and archery, so let's put points in archery. Make sure that we are good in that category. Yeah. Do we have a prisoner thing? We don't have a prison. Well, we do need prisoner management, definitely. We would probably need a point in horse archery. One would assume. Persuasion, yeah, definitely. Definitely get those points in there. Now you're going to play it too at the diplomacy mod. Awesome. I don't even know what this adds yet, so we'll see. Will we be the party's trainer though? I know trainer is really nice to have at the start, because you can get some experience in there. Oh, a shield. We need a point in shield there. I think a point in Iron Flash to survive the early game. Oh, and power draw. We definitely need some points in that for the bow, the actual bow that we can wield. Just how you like it. Yeah, there's definitely lots of stuff to configure. The only problem is that I haven't played this game in ages, so I'm not really certain on what was all the stuff again. And even if it changed during the course of patches, because I haven't had my eye on this game for a while. I do know that there is, let's see, we've got a pathfinding spotting guy. Ooh, tactics. I think tactics is the good one as well. I know we've got a tracking, pathfinding, spotting guy, and then we've got a wound treatment, surgery, first aid guy. So those are our two characters going to specialize in. Just, you know, a one-handed weapon guy with a bow on the side. A high gold solid win! Oh my god, Philip. Oh my god. You are going to gold, sir. You're going to gold. And high gold, so platinum is not out of reach as well. I'm telling you, man, you'll be masters before you know it. Although Grandmaster is going to be a pain, because that's Blizzard invite only, but Masters, it's definitely reachable. I think we'll just put it in tactics. And then have a tracking, pathfinding, spotting guy, and a wood treatment, surgery, first aid guy. Whoops. So, putting it in tactics. Alright. Got some attributes. I prefer my attributes to be you know, evenly divided. If there is argument for a certain statistic, let me know, guys. Also for future level ups, because as you may have well noticed, I'm not too well versed in this game, even though I've had multiple playthroughs. He queen yet? Nope. Not yet, not yet. You've seen my my playstyle at the start of this stream, Electric. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time. Weapon points and slightly increases movement speed. Do we need weapon points at this point? No. We've got archery up to a decent level. Party size limit by 1. Plus 1 to hit points. Yeah, let's go strength. Strength based. Alright! The name! Throw me some suggestions, guys, for the name. I potter around with the start myself. Well, if you watch this stream, you'll get to know my playstyle soon enough, which is going to be turtly, slow, and yeah, that's how I roll. I usually do the turtly, slow sort of thing, and yeah. So yeah, and also I need to reacquaint myself with this game. It's been ages. It's been ages. Like, I've played this during closed beta, and then I played a playthrough when it was still Mountain Blade, the normal one, and then I played, but not a playthrough, not an entire playthrough, just a few hours. And then I played another playthrough of a few hours when it was Warband. And then I did a few small playthroughs to check out a few mods. So I'm not too all familiar with this game. It's not like I have hundreds of hours in this game invested. So yeah. Alright, since there are no suggestions, I am going to name my character. There you go. I believe that's how you spell it, right? Yeah, that's how you spell it. My favorite character from the Game of Thrones series. And since we do have a rose as a banner, there you go. Valeria Thunder Ties. Well, I wouldn't mind Valeria, but Thunder Ties. Let's keep with the banner. Let's keep with the style of the banner. Dreadmist. Thank you for the host, sir. Alright. Definitely a lot of people hosting us today. Gonorrheus, PhilipRich42, and Dreadmist. I know of two of them that stream. Dreadmist is definitely a good streamer that I suggest you follow, and PhilipRich42, which is a team member and a good streamer as well. Alright. Let's go. Oh god, now we get to this part. Now we get to this part. Well, Arya definitely has black hair. Oh, we can't do that. I'll just randomize until I find something that... Oh, hey, there is black hair. The face is not really. I usually just randomize with this thing. Well, I guess this is fine. Oh, and she can have black hair. Black brownish, like in like Arya. Yeah. I think Arya definitely has a is that brown? Hold on. And that's okay-ish, I guess. I'm just looking at a picture of Arya. Yeah. This is the best you can get, I guess. No, it's more brown than I realized. Alright. It's actually pretty light brown. Now there it's black brown. There we go. Somewhat. Ish. Doesn't have to be like a real exact copy. Alright. Boom. I never really spent much time there. Alright. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms battling each other for supremacy. A haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in the pursuit of fortune, power, or glory. In this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally, you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and its kingdoms, you join a caravan to Praven, the kingdom of Swania. Join a caravan to Raven, the kingdom of the Vegas. Join a caravan to Tulga, the Kurgan Incarnate. Take a ship to Sargoth, in the kingdom of the North. Take a ship to Yalkala, in the kingdom of the Rodoks. Join a caravan to Shariz, the Saranid Sultanate. So normally I would take a ship to Sargoth because Nords are, oh my god, my favorite faction of all time. However, speaking of story-wise, speaking RP-wise, we are a girl or a woman looking for traces of her noble house. Which place in this Calradia is most busy with noble houses, nobility, and all that stuff? I would think that's Praven in the kingdom of Swadia, because Swadia is based on medieval Europe, with its noble houses and all that Game of Thrones-like backstabbing shit. So I think Swadia is the best place to start if you're looking for who the hell murdered your parents who were part of a noble house. So story-wise, I think our character would join a caravan to Praven. Most definitely. There's not a lot of other things that I could think of that would make our character go any other way. Really. And also it's only the starting location. It is in no way does it lock us in a certain direction, which is what I love about this game. You came by caravan through the heartland of Calradia. Green shoots of wheat, barley and oats are beginning to push through the dark soil of the rolling hills, and on the lower slopes of the snow-capped mountains, herds of cattle and sheep are grazing on the spring grass. Occasionally, too, you catch the sight of one of the great war horses that are the pride of the Swadian nobility. I still don't know if it's Swadian or Swadian. I believe it's Swadian. Swadian sounds too Dutch. The land here is rich, but also troubled, as the occasional burnt-out farm bears witness. You keep a wide berth of the forests where this desperate men have taken refuge, and it is some relief when you crest a ridge and catch sight of the great port of Praven, its rooftops made golden by the last rays of the setting sun. Excellent. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Praven and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and are eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the streets, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hairs of your neck on end, the rasp of a blade sliding from its scabbard. Very action-packed start for our new character here. Alright, bring it on. There you go. Oh god. Oh, I should unplug my controller, I believe. As it tries to indicate when I'm hit. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. This isn't going well. Oh god. Oh god. Oops. And that was only the first bandit. Let's unplug this thing. I didn't even know there was controller support for this game. Hey Shiva! Welcome. You are struck down. However, before you lose consciousness, you hear shouts and the rush of footfalls. You awake to find yourself indoors, weak but alive. Oh man, our first battle wasn't a good sign. But that's a club, not a blade. The game lies, yeah. Hey Mercer, what's up? This looks like a clumsy version of Chivalry. It is not. It is not a clumsy version of Chivalry. This, my friend, is Mountain Blade, a sandbox game made by two people. A man and a wife and husband. And it's amazing. Yeah, Womble, I will call it practice. Also, the staff is not my favorite weapon in this game. At all. Merchant of Praven. Yellow. Ah, you're awake. It is good to see that you can still walk. You're lucky that we came along. I've been speaking with the watch when we heard the sounds of a fight and ran to see what was happening. We didn't arrive in time to prevent you from getting knocked down, but we may have saved you from getting your throat cut. Now, maybe you can help me. Warband beats it everywhere. Well, it's taste. It's definitely a matter of taste. Good things about Mount & Blade? Yeah, it's a great game, Mercer. It's amazing. We've always had brigands in the hills, driven to banditry by war, debt, or love of violence. Recently, however, they've been getting bolder, leaving their camps in the wild and venturing into town, looking for unwary prey. The Watch Commander tells us it's because of all the fighting on the frontiers. Fewer men to keep an eye on the streets, but I'm not sure what to make of that. It seems to me that the most logical explanation is that these bandits have an ally inside the walls, who helps them enter unnoticed and helps them identify particularly tempting targets. Last week, you see, they took my brother. Dude, cut with what, the guy didn't have his sword. Ah, whatever. I don't know what my brother was thinking. A lad from a prominent house, out alone after dark in times like these. Well, I suppose you were too, but you are a stranger here and didn't know how bad things have become. He had no such excuse, but he's family, so what can you do? If you don't protect your kin, then people will start thinking that you can't protect your investments either, and I can't have that. No doubt the gang will soon send word about a ransom, but I don't care to pay it. Would he really bother to get a knife from his pocket instead of bashing your face in? Probably not. So here's my proposition. You look like you've had a bit of experience with a blade. No, I have a staff. And more importantly, you must have a bit of fire in your belly or you wouldn't be coming to Calradia to seek your fortune. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Gather a small party, track down these bandits to their lair, teach them a lesson they won't forget and get my brother back safe. In return, you'll earn my lasting gratitude and a bit of silver. What do you say? Definitely interested. You won't be able to do this by yourself though. If you try and take the whole gang single-handedly, the hunter will become the hunted, I'll warrant. You'll first want to round up a group of volunteers. There's always a few lads in the village around here looking for a bit of work that is more interesting than tilling the soil or hauling water. They'll follow you if you pay. So, take this purse of 100 dinars. Consider it an advance on your reward. Go around to the village and use the money to hire some help. I'll reckon that you need at least 5 men to take on these bandits. Because I know exactly how many bandits there are there. Very good, sir. I'll collect some men from around the village. Good. You'll find me again in the tavern here in Praven after you've got your group together. Then we'll speak about what we do next. This is not the voice acting from the game. Yes! Thank you for the compliment, Shiva. Yeah, man, I need to get a better weapon, definitely. Like, ooh, wow! I have 2 horses at the start. Oh my god, that's so good. Maybe I can sell that horse. What am I saying? This thing is much better. Maybe I can sell this horse. I've heard worse voice, so I wasn't sure. And thank you, electric. Oh. Ah. God, why did they start me off with the crossbow whilst I've put so much in archery? Alright. Yeah, I know about the world map. I want the sword. Oh my god, they're expensive. Heavy hatchet, that's better than a staff. It's better than a staff. Sell the wool I've got. Why is the weaker horse more expensive? No idea. Buy food automatically. Sell items automatically. Ooh, I've never seen that before. Alright. But before we gather up our party to get the give the bandits a good old trashing, we'll be taking a break. Ladies and gentlemen, for those that don't know, AstralGames days are the ones appearing on my YouTube. So you can find all 118 previous AstralGames days down below. In order to cut it up for the YouTubes and get nice little parts, I'll be taking a break every hour. The hour is upon us, and thus the break is also upon us. It's about 4 or 5 minutes of break. So take that time to stretch your legs, take a drink, go to the toilet, do whatever it is you need to do, and before you know it, I'll be back with part 2 of Mountain Blade Warband. See you guys in a bit.